So, shout out to Hawksite3086, living up to your name there, pal. I had this Custom Saber Shop build as a little guest star in the other video that I shot and uploaded yesterday for the realization of my childhood lightsaber design using TCSS parts. And Hawkside pointed out that, hey, wait a minute, what's that? Where? What? And apparently, not everybody watches the shorts that I throw up because this was featured in two shorts that I shot. One of them 2 years ago when I first built it, and another one less than a year ago when, thanks to my buddy Anthony S., we did the install of a Xeno 3-core thin neck mode that had to be modified in order to fit the control mechanism into the slender part here. So, backstory on this design. Let's go way back to the wild years when no one was quite sure if we were going to get any more Star Wars than novels and comic books, the 1990s. West End Games published a series of RPG books with so much source material that it really expanded the Star Wars universe to the point that these were actually being used for source material for the novels, and a lot of it was even considered usable as content that in one way or another went into the prequels, and then of course nowadays the sequels, etc., and so on. So it's the 90s, and I'm running Star Wars tabletops for my friends, and I'm at Balticon, and I was told by my girlfriend at the time, do not go near the RPG room, otherwise you'll vanish for the weekend. Well, within an hour and a half of being at the convention and wandering around trying to get the lay of the land, I found the RPG room, and the relationship with that girlfriend was damaged pretty badly at that point and didn't last much longer, but I ran into a pair of guys who were looking at an empty table in the back and talking about the Star Wars RPG, and I was like, hey, I love the Star Wars RPG. I'll run a game like that at the drop of a hat. And they're like, oh, really? Can you come back here in an hour and run a game for us? I'm like, well, I didn't bring any of my stuff. Oh, don't worry, we got it. So I go upstairs and say, okay, I got involved in something, I'll see you later. And come back downstairs, and there's 14 people at a table with 15 seats. And they all have source books and dice and everything. And there's a stack of source books waiting for me, and paper and dice. And long story short, the two guys that I initially talked to owned West End Games. I kind of accidentally, on the spot, created a nice little adventure for them all, ran it over the course of 3 hours, and they were very happy with it. So I got contacted by one of the people later on that they were going to try and do a live-action role-playing game version of it, and they wanted me to write the story for another convention. Okay, so this new convention was closer to home, so sure, why not? And the guy said, well, we can't really pay you much. I said, well, here's a list of the West End Games stuff I already own. What am I missing? So, to write and run a Star Wars LARP at a convention, I got paid in West End Games source books. Yay! Still have them to this day. Well, I wrote about a lost Jedi being found, and the players had to rescue him, but I needed a lightsaber prop. I wasn't going to risk the 2 or 3 rare metal ones that I had at the time, so I went to the local hardware store, bought some materials from the PVC and lawn sprinkler aisle, and very quickly slapped together a lightsaber that kind of resembles what you're looking at here in the video. The lightsaber almost got stolen twice at the convention because everybody's like, wow, that looks really good. And so about a year or two passes, and I'm running the tabletop again for a couple of my friends, and one was like, dude, I want to go as a Jedi to this Halloween party that my friends are throwing. Can I borrow your lightsaber? I'm like, yeah, as long as you don't lose it. And he lost it. So Jump ahead 20 years, and I'm starting to build lightsabers and everything, and I'm getting into it, and I'm looking at all the parts of TCSS, and I spot this emitter. Like, hang on a minute, that kind of resembles the inside of one of the two pieces of lawn sprinkler PVC material that I took apart and reassembled as a lightsaber, and started looking and found something very similar to all the other pieces except for one. This extended shroud. So I was talking with a friend of mine that was very experienced with TCSS, and he's like, dude, just reach out to the father and son that own TCSS and say, hey, I've got everything, but what's the cost of designing this? So I did. And the response I got is, that's awesome. It'll look good with the build that you're talking about. And here's the price. I'm like, oh, wow, that's less than I expected. Still not a cheap hobby, so don't think I got it for nothing. And the parts come, and 2 years ago, I built this and uploaded a video short. It was actually the first short that I ever made showing this off. And then almost a year ago, Anthony helps me do the install, like I mentioned earlier in the video. And lo and behold, it's now a live lightsaber.
Power on.
With a Xeno 3 pixel core, full Bluetooth capability and everything else. And pretty damn awesome. And then yesterday, thank you very much, Hawksite 3086, it was pointed out that I never did a long form video. So, once again, to summarize, short backstory on this. Role-playing game prop built in the early 90s out of PVC lawn sprinkler parts, vanished, jump ahead 20 years, find parts that strongly, if not exactly, resemble the parts that I used, and then made the build and forgot to shoot a long-form video. So I apologize for that, but thank you, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed this ridiculously extended story and video, getting a good look at all the parts here in the sunlight. And yeah, another one of my personal collection. And thank you, everyone, for your interest, because, it's really cool to be into this kind of thing and be able to talk about it with everybody. So thank you very much. I appreciate all of you.